What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Star Technology. Today, we are going to upgrade our power spine and possibly get started on the Platline. That's going to go over here with titanium. So let's go ahead and get to it. I did craft up a bunch of points and plugs. The thing that I want to do first, I think, is get all of our output points set up. So any place where we have a yellow, let me move this around. There we go. Any place that we have a yellow laser node that's putting power into an energy converter, we need to update. So we can pop this guy here, and I think I'm actually going to break it at the same time, and then we're going to be adding that to the blue network. This is a power output point. So we'll just go through and we'll break. And I wonder if I do that. Oh, it doesn't automatically set it. Bummer. So all of these energy converters are going to get these guys. Anywhere there's an energy converter, let me move this, make it make more sense. And this is just going to be a little bit easier to set up. We're not going to have to run laser IO connections everywhere. And then we can also, from here, we can take a look at network connections and we can see where they're all at. And I think, is there a way to locate them? It's got the coordinates. I'm clicking on it now, but it would be nice. I don't know if that's something they can't do. But like the wireless connectors have this highlight so you can see where it's connected at. That would be nice if these had that same functionality. But we're going to go through and replace all of these. One up here, and this one I had already set up one, apparently. I already put one on there. I think I was having power issues, so I was trying to change like the priorities and whatnot. Now will this connect here? No, it will not. And so over here. It'd be nice if you could like craft these with this to automatically do it. There was some way to avoid having to click it with the wrench. Yeah, that doesn't work. This is going to save us a little bit in the future, where I'm going to try and move pretty much away completely from laser IO. Some of these connections will still be here. Like, I'm not going to remove these because there's a little bit of an aesthetic to it, but anywhere that they are connected that's like a power output, I want to replace. And that's just to unify the system a little bit better, unify our whole entire base. And we'll have to do that throughout the series. We'll go through. I'm going to get the power generators in a little bit. I don't think there's... So these use power, but I'm not using them. Over here, this guy, that's an endpoint. I think I did a pretty decent job of not using them as connectors for anything. Not using them as like intermediary steps for any processes. Here, that might be different. Where was that connected? That was connected there. This isn't necessarily going to do anything particularly helpful, and I don't think that I can just put a point on a hatch. Let's try. Yeah, see, it won't put on there like that, which is a little bit of a bummer. Be nice if it just if it worked like that, but I understand why it doesn't. I thought I was going to have enough points. I'm not sure if I do. These ones I can't break because they're all on the same network. This one I can. Well, that one goes into that network. So I'm going to put that there. This one. Over here, these are all hooked up. Just go through and break all of them. Let me know in the comments if there's a way that you know of to turn off the particles of the jetpack. I would love to not have those. Okay, we're not having any issues. Just worried that I might not have enough power going into this network right away, but it looks like we're fine. See any more yellow? This one. That's going there. That one needs to be disconnected as well. Okay. And the yellow cards, I colored them yellow. Whoops. I colored them yellow because they are yellow. Let's see. This is powering this network, so we'll see this drop. We can do that, and that'll go back up. Okay. So actually that works for over here. So these don't need to be here. In the future, I might change that. Okay. Now we've got these guys. The Platline, I've never, so this is, honestly, this is my first real, like, dive into GregTech. I did play GregTech New Horizons before, and I would love to return to it, and I didn't really mean to, like, permanently leave. Just this pack is taking more than what I thought it would, which is not a bad thing. This needs a plug. There we go. What else? There's no more yellow over here. Just over here. There we go. Let's see. Any more yellow? Right here. Okay. Those are there. Make sure they're not connected to anything. This I can break. Make sure there's no more yellow connections that I'm missing. Okay, coming over here. There shouldn't be anything. Over here we do have some. There we go. Okay, coming over here. Going down this line. There's nothing. All right. I think that might be everything. I know that I do have some over here, but we are hooked up on this network anyways, or already. Okay. Now, the only question is, how many more of these are hooked up? There's still 7 of these wireless connectors. That's over here. These are generators. So they're generating power. None of these are burning power. Over here. This is something that needs to be removed. I'm going to move this down to here. There we go. Okay, no more yellow connections. And I did not have any over here because these are all flux points. Oh, this one. Okay. So there are no more machines, almost, connected to the yellow network. We have all of our outputs set. Okay, now we need to bring power in. These wireless connectors, I don't know where they're all hooked up to. Do I have power going over here? I do not. Okay. There is power that goes out to these. Just trying to double check and make sure that I don't miss anything, and then I'll come back later and be like, oh my god, I missed that, and now we don't have any of this thing, and now we're like bottlenecked, and we've got to like bootstrap the system. Okay, we're good. Okay, now all of our generators are going to get plugs. And we're going to store all of the energy. Not using redstone flux cells anymore. We're going to use this bad boy here, the gargantuan flux storage. And I'm going to put that... Where does it make sense? We'll put our first one down here. Let's put it on the center. I want to put it in a spot that makes sense. Since we have power production over here, we'll put it over here. Okay. And I'm actually... Yeah, it can stay there. That's going to take a while to fill up. But what I want to do is take these and break all of them. Break all of these. Break all of these. Okay, power storage is not going to go inside these, but I do want to add these to the yellow network. So these need to be... They're outputting right now. Gonna try and ultimine it. Okay. Now the power should be coming out of these. If we take a look, 12,000 coming in. That's that full system there. Okay. And then once these guys are empty, we'll be completely done with these. These do not need to exist. This plug... That also needs to get drained out. Once these are all empty. Excellent. This one empty. It's not empty yet. We do need to empty these. We'll take these guys too. And this. Nope. Concrete stays. Connector breaks. Doing some base maintenance. Okay, so all of these are full. So when I break them, they should all stack. Yep, right there. And these, they have output on the bottom. Yeah. This one does not have output on the bottom, but it's empty. Okay. Empty, empty. Let's put those down. And let's place these one more time. Yeah. They're not all empty. Okay. This one is empty. I'll put that in there too. These are slowly draining. This thing has a huge storage. The buffer, it's not going to tell me how big it is, but if we go into, priority 1,000? Why is this not filling? Oh, because I need to do a point, because I'm not storing energy. So energy is going to get stored in the yellow network, and then it's going to get output to the blue network. But they don't connect. Can I put it on here? No, that needs to be yellow. Adding to the blue network. Like so. Now, can I put that... Cannot put that on there. Interesting. So maybe I need... Maybe I do need a separate network. Go Those are empty. Okay. So all of these can be put away. Let's do this. Put these on the yellow network. So that's where our storage is at. Now, if I switch this over, I'm not going to lose this, right? These need to be hooked up. So we should see this filling. Buffer is going up. It's not inputting, though. Why is it not inputting? Oh, this network went down. Let's do that. So this is power generation. I'm going to put those on the yellow network. Okay, now I thought... Inputting 16,000 forge energy. Okay. I thought I could have... Those are plugs. Throw those in the system. That's a point. So I want to store energy on the yellow network and use it on the blue. The problem is there's not really a way to store massive amounts of energy. I mean, there are ways to do it in RegTech. But if I can't get these networks to talk to each other, that's going to be a problem. Because what I wanted to do was say, okay, output on yellow. So the yellow, not the plug. Use a yellow point to add network to a blue plug. But these don't connect. And I'm not sure if I can get them to connect. So I might just have to switch this over and just put everything on the blue network. Which is a little bit of a bummer, because I did want separate networks, but that's not the way it works, and I guess that's just not the way it works. We're inputting 34,000, we're outputting 125. But that's because this is coming in. Everything else is hooked up, though. These need switched over because they're going to run out of energy. I don't know where these are getting their energy from. Whoops. Let's check this one. So there's a lot of energy on that network. Did it not switch over to here? Maybe not. Okay, so we're inputting power on the blue network. We're outputting on the blue network. We have storage here. We have power going out. Now, I am curious as to why there's so much power going out. Unless that's... No, because it should be a positive. So which thing is using the most power? 4,000, 6,000. Okay, so this is taking in the energy. But the energy stored is going down. Why is it going down? I really would like it if I could like shift right click. Those are adding to the network. These are taking it out. Is that down here? Or here? How much are you using? 4096. You are using 16. And that's just because the charcoal is trying to catch back up. We're running full tilt over here. So because our charcoal is trying to catch back up, that's what our problem is. Okay. I can live with that. But what we need to do now is get these plugs. Because they are useful. And now we should be net gaining on power. Network statistics. Inputting 4,000, outputting 4,000. So we don't need that. This is connected over to here. But there's no reason for that to be connected. Didn't have that hooked up to this, did I? Sugarcane, rice. That's going over there. Oh, yeah, fertilizer. Yeah, those need to be connected. Okay. Let's use these connectors. Let's put one here. This advanced connector is not connected to anything. But it should be. Okay. Okay, so we should be good. Is this... These are not outputting. Okay. Need to, like, toggle them, I guess. That's unfortunate. The dynamos are weird about outputting power. like when they fill up on power, they like break. They won't output it unless like it pulls it for some reason. So I don't know, I might have to put those energy cells back on here. I don't want to. Because I want our power storage to just be here. Those are not supposed to be on yellow. Those are supposed to be on blue. That might be why I was having an issue. We are supposed to be on the blue network. There we go. Now we've got energy coming in. We're inputting 146,000, only outputting 80,000. Now that is dependent on what we have running. So if everything was running, that number would certainly change. Okay. So all of that is set up. If you know of a way that we can fix that, let me know. Plug. Those are plugs. Let's change these to yellow or blue. We'll put that there. These I'm probably not going to use, but I'll put them in the system. Okay, now we should be all good on energy. There shouldn't be anything anywhere that's broken. Everything is on the blue network. Everything is working. There's no yellow lasers that are connected to other connectors. All right, so let's take a look at the Platline. So that's going to go over here. Getting into the quest book, the line here getting to platinum dust, we're going to need purified sheldonite, which is going to be platinum, which is going to turn into platinum group sludge, raw platinum, and then platinum. The platinum group sludge takes nitric acid, so that's going to be another thing that we're going to need to make. So let's look at that. We're going to need a chemical reactor for nitric acid, nitrogen, hydrogen, oxygen. That'll be easy. Ammonia, water, cesium oganesson, hexatrate. Yeah, we're not doing that. Nitrogen dioxide, which is the same thing. So we'll go with, what's this? Bismuth 3 nitrate dust. Is there something that we get from that? No, just the nitric acid. Okay. Nitrogen, hydrogen, oxygen in a chemical reactor. So let's take some input hatches. We're going to need 3. We'll use ULV. Yeah. 3 input hatches and then 2 output hatches. We're going to need HV energy hatches times 2 because it's an HV recipe. So we're going to run it at EV. We're going to need a chemical reactor. Those guys, PTFE, we're going to need one of these. We need a maintenance hatch. And that should get us rolling. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll say this. There's our machine. I also need a coil. And then we're going to have inputs, input, input, and output. We'll put the... Actually, let's move this guy to there because I want energy hatches on top. Maintenance hatch can just go in the middle like that. That's going to form. I should set up auto crafts for these. Whoops. This way. So inputting for this is nitrogen, hydrogen, oxygen. We're going to get nitric acid and water coming out. The water I'm just going to delete. Trash. Is there a void? Is there a void cover? Fluid voiding cover. Fluid detector. I'm not worried about it right now. So let's do that. Over here, we've got input, input, input. So nitrogen, hydrogen, oxygen. And that's going to be on 24. Now, is it fine if I just set 1? We're going to find out. HV, 16 amp. Converter. How did I set these up? That's going to be on the bottom. Do that. Grab our points. That's going to go there. Grab our cables. Let's put away the axe. Well, I use the axe for breaking drawers. Okay. Connect, connect, connect. Power's ready to rock. Now all I need to do is grab a wireless connection over here. And I might end up expanding this controller. But we will see how much space we use over here. So that's going to go there. Connect that guy. And this is going to connect. We'll start here. And if we hook this up, this pretty much just should start running. Yeah, look at that. And it's going to take 4 seconds. That's going to make nitric acid. And that's getting stored into here. These are staying full. Water's just getting trashed. We need more fluid cells. And 1Ks. And a canner. Let's get an HV canner. First, let's see, do I have an HV canner? I do not. So we'll get one of these, and that's going to be for storing nitric acid. And I can probably move these... how much space do I have left in here? A little bit of space. Nitric acid. That's how we spell that, and do that. Okay, so we've got nitric acid. The molten sheldonite, we're already using that. To make our platinum group sludge, we have to chemical reactor, purified pendulotite. We're making this. Ooh, chalcopyrite? There's a couple of different ways to do it, huh? Sheldonite's the best. That's the one that we're going to do, sheldonite. And that gets sulfuric nickel solution, and then that we just electrolyze. We get more oxygen and sulfuric acid. Okay, I'll take that. So we need this guy, which is going to be ore treating. Palladium. Should I do this? Mercury. I don't have mercury. What's the... This gets used in a chemical reactor. Yeah, and then I need aqua regia. What was I just looking at? Purified sheldonite. If I do the mercury route, we get palladium, and mercury's redstone. I can centrifuge redstone. Pyrite and ruby. Or cinnabar. Do I have cinnabar? Not much. I don't know where it's coming from. Okay, so this, we've got nitric acid. I need a chemical reactor, purified sheldonite. Now, I don't have much sheldonite. Oh no, I guess we do have a lot of sheldonite. I did let the server sit and run for a while. So we've got a good amount. I'm not really concerned with this palladium right now. Maybe in the future, but... so we'll just get an ore washer, and we'll wash it with water on this one, because I don't care about the nickel either. So let's grab a chemical ore washer, and we'll put that similar... Actually, because we need to get the purified first, right? We're trying to get purified, which is going to come from a washer. To get the crushed, we're going to need to macerate the raw. So we need a macerator. So this is going to get macerated into the crushed, and then the crushed gets washed. So that doesn't need to go here, actually. It can go... I can't put it over there because there's not enough channels coming off of that. So let's grab some of these guys. I'm going to put this guy down there, and I'm powering these from the back, and cables are coming in from the sides. So wash, macerate. Need another interface. We'll take a couple of them. That's going to be sheldonite. And there's a chance to get nickel and stone dust coming out of that. So this is going to auto-export, auto-export. This sheldonite, once it gets crushed, is going to make crushed sheldonite, and that needs to go in here. And then that crushed sheldonite, it's washed on 2 with water. So I have to put water in here as well. And then I need robot arms times 2 and a pump. We use MV. Robot arm, pump. Oh, I can't put a pump on that side. I have a water cover, right? Infinite water cover. So let's put that, I don't know, on the bottom. Yeah, there we go. Grab our screwdriver and change this to import and import. Now I should just be able to hook these up. Like so. This I'm actually gonna break. Okay, you're getting sheldonite. You're exporting to here. You're also gonna get nickel and stone. Now nickel dust, I am storing. Where is that at? Am I making nickel dust over here? Nickel dust. I am also storing nickel someplace else. Or crushing nickel someplace else. Yeah, there. But we're going to get a surplus of it, so I need to put some over here. Or it'll get voided out. So nickel and crushed sheldonite. We should see this guy start running. Yep, there we go. Purified sheldonite's coming out. The purified sheldonite is going into a large chemical reactor. That's 1 input of each, 1 output of each. Chemical reactor. ULV input bus, input hatch, output bus, output hatch, maintenance, HV, energy hatch, PTFE, and that's gonna go here. And a coil. Can't forget the coil. Input bus, input hatch. Output bus, output hatch. Maintenance. Power and another chemically inert casing. And you are transferring cables or transferring channels. Okay, so we're going to have the sulfuric can actually just be output right into a machine. One bucket, that's going to take 20... On EV, it's going to take 0.3 seconds. This guy, an EV electrolyzer, 1.5. So let's get an electrolyzer. That's going to go here. And it's going to get power. And then a tank. Do I have an empty super tank? No, I don't. We can get one, though. Super easy. We'll do that, and then we'll change you to the sulfuric nickel solution. There we go. We'll change it to void, and we'll say auto export on the top. We're going to input purified sheldonite and nitric acid. Input hatch, nitric acid, input bus, purified sheldonite, output bus, because we're getting platinum group sludge. That's going into a centrifuge as well. And I need aqua regia. So this should start working. Yeah, there we go. That's fast. Is it fast or is it out of energy? Nope, it's just fast. Oxygen, sulfuric acid, and this I can just auto export like so. Our sulfuric acid is full. Okay. I need to upgrade that or just add another one. I'm probably going to add another one. Just because I don't think it's really going to hurt to have more sulfuric acid that I'm probably going to use in the future. Sulfuric acid, is that spelled correctly? Sulfuric acid. That goes in there. So that's good. That's good. We got a ton of that nickel solution. These guys are running just fine. This guy needs an interface because this platinum group sludge, as nice as it would be to put it into this chemical line, I don't have ZPM, so it's going to need to go into a centrifuge. Now I should probably make this large centrifuge. Raw platinum powder goes into an electrolyzer. Baga. vacuum freezer, bag of dust, mixer, copper, gold, silver. I could make that. Let's just get the platinum group sludge going into a centrifuge for right now. And then I need to also set up Aqua Regia. So another centrifuge. That's this guy. The platinum group sludge will go into here. 5 of 8 channels. And then this needs a robot arm. Okay, that's coming in. Now, Aqua Regia, nitric acid and hydrochloric acid in a mixer. That's not too bad. Let's put that on top here. Actually, yeah. Aqua Regia, nitric acid, hydrochloric acid. And if I put a pump here, change it to import, hook it up, and allow it to input. Just needs power now. And Aqua Regia, does that have a lot of... It does, but I'm probably gonna use it in a different way. Or it looks like it actually makes pretty fast. So let's do this. I need another drive. So I'll just place down a drive over here. This is on the main net. Yeah. So I need my stuff from over here. Let's grab this anvil. This I/O port, or this cell workbench, I mean. And this guy can go here. That can go there. Aqua Regia goes in there. We name it Aqua Regia. Because I can't also put a pump on here, right? I could move an interface to the bottom, but it already has a robot arm, and I can't put a robot arm and a pump on it. Is there HV? There's not something that will work with both, right? Fluids, items. Right. We just put an interface down here. And another pump. And this would be set to auto export. That's going to fill that up. I put that in there. That's going to go in there. Sweet. And now this is making slowly, 25 seconds. Raw platinum powder, raw palladium, inert metal, rarest metal, and platinum sludge residue. And I have not clicked on any of this. Crushed sheldonite. This machine is too fast. Let me turn it off. Crushed sheldonite. Crushed sheldonite was there. Let's go back here just to make sure that it gets unlocked. Purified sheldonite. Let's turn you off. Our input bus. Purified sheldonite. Platinum group sludge. We got lots of that. And raw platinum powder. This needs to be auto export. Let's take all those in our inventory. And then you are going to auto export. And then it's just platinum dust, which is platinum powder electrolyzer. Simple enough. Do I have enough channels? 7 of 8. We have exactly enough. Raw platinum powder, right? An electrolyzer. A robot arm. Import. Chlorine, platinum dust. I'll take the platinum dust. This needs a filter. To blacklist platinum dust. And that is also going to be needed nowhere. Okay. Okay, let's take a look. Platinum dust. And that's not anywhere in here. But platinum dust, plasma scrap? How do we get? Oh, we just cook it. We just cook platinum into platinum dust. That's the best way to do it. There's not a way that doubles it. Nope, there's not. So all I need to do is take this guy. You're set up on charcoal. Are you running charcoal right now? You are. Why though? Why are you using so much charcoal? Oh, it's because these are burning charcoal. Okay. So this guy down here is set for tantalum. This, we're going to say platinum ingots. 5, 12, 256. Turn that on. And this gets platinum dust. And then over here, I am going to store platinum, network not powered. Why is the network not powered? I don't understand. Because I'm a dummy. That's why. Okay. That's functional. We'll get a drawer. And we're going to take our platinum. Platinum ingot. I thought, honestly, the Platline was going to be more complicated. Maybe there's something that I'm missing. Will this reach over to here? Ah, it's one out. Damn it. I need to move this. To there. Multiple. Link those up. Link that. Link that. Okay, that's covering the whole space now. Okay, that's much better. If we take a look, our platinum 18. Fantastic. So we've got titanium and platinum. I do need to upgrade this centrifuge. The mixer is fine. This electrolyzer is fine. The centrifuge is going to be our next problem in making the Platline better. And possibly this macerator. But truth be told, I could just put down like another macerator and make it twice as fast. But it doesn't matter anyway because we're backed up on this platinum group sludge. So we have to be able to process this faster. So I need this centrifuge. Has a perfect overclock. Can only have one energy hatch though. So that's not great. Because it's still only going to run at HV. So that doesn't really matter. Now one thing I don't understand is how these parallel hatches work without extra energy consumption per parallel. That's way down the road. Okay. But long story short, and I might just have to add in, I might have to just spam centrifuges. I don't know. That might be the route that I take. So the next thing that we're going to work on, I think, is trying to make our process here a little bit better. The molten metal mixture. This is slow, but I can just mix metal mixture dust and lava to get more of it. And then from 20 buckets in the distillation tower, I still get 2. So it is, it will be a closed loop system to be able to make that. So, but I need to upgrade lava because we're not making lava fast enough. So we got platinum, so we could actually make these SMD diodes now. That's pretty neat. All right, well, that looks like it's over an hour. I guess the last thing that we need to do over here is put a light down. That's not going to work there. We put it there. Yeah, that works for now. All right. Thanks for stopping in.